clear the air.
And that lets you save.
Look here.
True Form Life.
Green look on it.
Here we go with another edition of Exploring Mind and Body. As usual, I'm your host, True Form's Drew Taddia, fitness expert. Today we got another fantastic show planned for you. We're having our third fitness bikini competition interview with Dorothy Keith. We're talking about slow digesting carbs. And we got a few questions that were presented to me at the CLC Fitness Center. All that and so much more coming up on...
This is Exploring Mind and Body with True Form's Drew Taddia, fitness expert on 96.5 CKFM.
All right, on this week's Exploring Mind and Body, we have Dorothy Keith with us. She's another fitness competitor. She's our third interview, and we're going to talk about that with her. So welcome to the show, Dorothy.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so you've been involved with classes for quite some time now, and you've just recently decided to start a fitness competition. Do you want to tell us about that?
Sure. Well, entering a fitness competition wasn't something, I thought too much about in the beginning, but I had been working out and with True Form for about a year. Was just kind of at a point where I was looking for a new challenge and making some new goals. And when I was approached about entering the fitness competition, I thought that would be a great new challenge. So I jumped on board and have been going steady ever since with it.
So did you know what you're getting yourself into before you signed up?
Not really. I knew that, my workouts would become more intense and there'd be some changes to nutrition, but I really hadn't done much research in that fitness area before, and there's a lot to it. I'm just kind of doing more research and getting to know that part as I go.
Okay, so how are things going with that? What is the most difficult part of it right now?
Well, right now I'd have to say, for me, I've been doing a lot of practice with the posing and the walking. I grew up with all brothers, so I kind of a tomboy growing up. So that's been a big challenge for me. Just becoming comfortable on stage.
Okay. Yeah, everyone has different challenges. That's good that yours is different from the other girls. So how are workouts going? You guys are down to some of the days you're working out twice a day, which is extreme anyway you look at it. How are those going?
It's going good. It is intense. The 2-day workouts are pretty, like you said, pretty extreme. But just made the commitment and you go with it, you fit it in.
Okay, and then we have, once a week we have more intense workouts that we've talked about before. And how are you enjoying those? I'm
really enjoying the challenge. There's some points where I just think I can't do anymore, but, we have a great support system with the other girls and we just all support each other and we're just able to pull through.
Yeah, those support systems are really important with anything challenging, especially in this fitness competition you guys are involved in. So it's great for you guys all to have that. And you're still going on with fitness classes. It's been over a year now. And I think that's really hard to come by for any kind of classes or fitness program. Where is your motivation coming from to continue to keep showing up to those?
Well, so far I've seen great results from coming to the classes, not only like physical results, but mentally as well. I'm becoming stronger and making new connections, meeting new people. So just all around, it's a fun place to be. I enjoy coming to workouts. I look forward to them. And just it's a place where I can, create new goals, and it's always challenging, and we have a good group of people, so it's just fun.
All right. Sounds good. And so right now you're involved in more of an extreme kind of nutrition program. I've been following your nutrition for quite a while now, and you eat very clean and healthy, and you moved to a different kind of aspect of protein and nutrition. So I'm sure that's a challenge. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So we are on, a high protein diet right now. And so it's just protein, every meal. So that's been challenging in a way for me. I miss my fruit and my granola and things like that. But, it's nice, it's interesting to see, I guess, how changing your nutrition, you see different results in your body.
Yeah, I like that too. It's quite interesting. And I guess it's good to note that this is for a short period of time. And then you guys will be back to normal with your carbs and probably a little bit of reduced protein too. But it's very interesting for me to see how bodies change with different nutrition. So that's good to see. Okay, so you've been involved in nutrition so much now that you've started your own kind of business or hobby, and it's called L'Amour in Your Kitchen.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you say a few words about that?
I'm a French immersion teacher. French has always been one of my passions, and I've done some traveling in France and Quebec, and I just love the food. But as we know, it's not always the healthiest choice, the way that it's prepared. So I decided I was going to change that and make, some gourmet cooking healthy. So just knowing that just because it's gourmet meals, it's rich food, it can be healthy. So I held a couple of classes, L'Amour in Your Kitchen classes, where we just kind of got together and talked about making alterations to your cooking, what you can use for healthy oils and healthy sugars. And we got together, learned some French, and we just cooked some meals together. It was a lot of fun.
Sounds fantastic. Do you have anything coming up with that in the near future?
Right now, as far as cooking, there's no cooking classes planned, although some people have mentioned they'd like me to do another one. So I do see that in the future. But I'm also doing some language courses coming up. So just some beginner French language courses.
Okay. All right. So just before we wrap things up, do you have a message for anyone out there that might be interested in living a healthier lifestyle?
Absolutely. I guess for me, it's just making the commitment. You make a goal. If this is something that you've always wanted to do, you just got to get out there and do it. Cut out the excuses and just make it a part of your life. Start small. I had to start really small and make small goals. And before you know it, you'll be there.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us once again. You guys are 1 week out.
Oh.
Super excited to see all your hard work pay off on the stage. All you girls are definitely going to pay off once you step on stage. So I think we're all looking forward to that. And we're probably all a little nervous too.
I'm very nervous.
But thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.
Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform's Drew Taddia would not be possible without the help from the following sponsors: Lens Chiropractic, AG Foods in Didsbury, CLC Fitness Center, Health Street in the Cornerstone Shopping Center Olds, and Shoppers Drug Mart, working together to help build a healthier tomorrow. For more information on Trueform Life, Drew Taddia, or how to become a sponsor of Exploring Mind and Body, visit trueformlife.com.
So I was working out at the CLC the other week and was approached with a couple questions. I like answering questions on the show because if one person asks a question, there's a good chance someone else is wondering the same thing. The first question I was asked was, how do I strengthen my right arm? This is a good question because of the answer. The answer is to exercise that arm individually. Regardless if you have a noticeably weaker arm or an old injury or a current one for that matter, it's always a good idea to exercise your muscles individually. We don't ever want that dominant arm, and there always is a dominant arm out of the two, to continually get stronger without giving the other arm a chance to catch up. This causes an imbalance in the body, which is a good recipe for another injury down the road. Let's talk about a bicep curl. If you're looking to gain mass, you grab a straight bar and put on as much weight as possible, although while considering your form to get the results you're after. Unfortunately, this doesn't give both arms a chance to get stronger at the same rate. The dominant arm will be doing most of the work. In fact, some people will notice one arm being more sore the next day or getting tired more quickly during the workout. What we want to do is use various exercises to strengthen the arm or bicep in this case, individually, as noted earlier. There are a number of different ways we can target the bicep, by simply changing our hand position. With a dumbbell, a hammer curls when the bottom of the weight is facing downward, or your thumb is curled in, facing up, toward the ceiling. This exercise targets the outside bicep and causes your arms to look thicker. Isolation curls help with the peak of your bicep, as does inverting the palm of your hand. This is also used to tone up your biceps. That example right there sounds a little technical. I'm a visual learner myself. The main point of strengthening any limb or muscle individually is to isolate one at a time. You should be doing this on a regular basis, and especially if you have an injury. If you're not, there's a good chance one side is continually getting stronger than the other. The other question I had was, how do I strengthen my forearms? This is a great question because I seldom see people working out their forearms. Most times you see ladies go on the cardio machine and men on the bench machines. It's been like that for as long as I can remember. And although it's shifted a little, it's going to take a while to change this way of thinking to form new habits. Regardless, this is a great question because this is a muscle group that needs to be addressed and properly worked out for balance on our entire body. Could you imagine trying to do anything with your arms without forearms? Pretty much impossible. So let's get to the answer. Again, it's more technical, so stay with me. Depending on what you're looking for, it's always a good idea to exercise both your forearms at the same time and individually. For the same reasons we want to train arms individually. We have to make sure each muscle group is carrying their own weight, so to speak. One of the best ways to target the forearm is with a straight bar behind your back. In a standing position, grab the bar usually used for bench or squat behind your back and hold in the middle of your palms. You're going to let this bar roll down to the edge of your fingers or as low as you can without dropping it. Then you're going to curl it back all the way up to the middle of your palm or as far as it goes. This is a great isolation exercise because your legs are straight, your arms are straight, and there's no way to bend them, meaning you won't be able to cheat on this exercise. It's easy to start adding a lot of weight once you get going. Don't be shy. Forearms need to be worked and they're much like calves. We use them all day long without knowing it, so they can be worked out to exhaustion instead of a number of reps. Another good way to strengthen the forearms is to grab a dumbbell and place your forearm on a bench. Lay the dumbbell in your hand supinated or facing upward toward the ceiling. You'll let this weight roll all the way down to the edge of your fingertips and curl it back up. Perform this exercise till exhaustion for whatever size of weight you grabbed. And the last exercise I'll describe is much like the last one. You're going to place your forearm on a bench, this time pronated or facing down toward the floor. Squeeze that weight tight. With your forearm tightly secured on the bench, raise your wrist upward toward the ceiling. There will be minimal range of motion here, but you'll soon find out the burning sensation proves this exercise to be a good one. So there you have it, strengthening your arms together and individually. Thanks so much for the questions, guys. It gave us some material to use on the show that I'm sure others were also wondering about. If you like your questions answered on the show, and maybe even your name read with them, feel free to contact trueformlife.com for more information. I'd be happy to get back to you with whatever health and fitness questions you may have, and it could very well be talked about right here on this show.
Trueform Life.
All right, in this segment, we're talking about slow digesting carbs. What fuels our bodies to give athletes the utmost energy to allow us to play at our absolute peak performance rate? The short answer is simple. It's carbohydrates. And not just any old carbs you'll find in a baked potato. There are two types of carbohydrates, a simple carb or a quick carb, and a complex carb or a slow carb. Slow digesting carbs is a topic of importance in this segment. Ideal carbs would include sweet potato, rolled oats, quinoa, rice, and complete truth protein powder. Slow digesting carbs are just that. They're slow digesting, which means your body will be able to sustain energy for a longer amount of time, i.e. throughout the game, and this is also a great idea before a workout. Energy is exactly what you need when your body is fighting through exhaustion. These slow digesting carbs will give you that extra push to get you through the game or through a workout. They'll give you sustained energy and keep fueling your body at a constant rate, as opposed to a quick carb, soon to be discussed. The reason slow carbs give you energy for a longer period of time is because they have more nutrients than quick carbs, and they have more fiber. These nutrients and fiber cause your body to break down the carbs into glucose at a slower rate, which means your body can use that